Hey everyone, my name is Krista Mahon. I'm an independent designer with Couture from Cincinnati, Ohio, team leader of Krista's Chalking Crew. Today we are going to be doing the pumpkin cutouts. So we have the set of 2 pumpkins. We have the orange peel paste. We are going to use the shimmer frost. We have regular size squeegees, a mini squeegee, 2 stir sticks for our paste, and then the jack-o'-lantern pumpkin patterns. So these are the jack-o'-lanterns. This is a size E transfer. It is cut up into numerous pieces, so we will get to that. So let's go ahead and open our pumpkins up here. There's 2 different sizes. There is a large and a small. They are double-sided, so you can always use something on the back side for, let's say, Thanksgiving. And they are flat bottom, so they stand up and make a great centerpiece, mantle, entryway, whatever you want to use them for. Okay, so we're going to do both of these. So we are going to use pieces and parts from the jack-o'-lantern. So this is going to go on our small pumpkin. This is going to go on our big one. And make sure that you have it lined up properly. So I need to turn mine over. Okay, so this will go on that one. This is going to go on that one. And then we have to take 2 faces. So we have 2 different ones. We have this one is the big one. They both can go on it. And then here is our small one as well. So those are our choices. It also comes with words if you wanted to do this on something else. Jack-o'-lantern shining bright. So we're not going to use that right now, so we're going to set that aside. So we are going to go ahead and chalk our biggest area of our silk screen first, which is the first layer. Okay. So let's set this one aside and then smooth this up. So we're going to go ahead and get our fuzzing cloth and peel. We have marked the front and the back already because I have used these already, and this says the big pumpkin jack-o'-lantern. So we're going to peel this off to transfer back. And the reason why we mark it is because these are reusable 8 to 12 times, and we want to make sure we know which one. The front is shiny, so that's the sticky side, but the back is matte. But if you have a mark, you don't ever have to worry about putting it upside down. And then we're going to line it up on our pumpkin here. So, and these pumpkins, there's a ton of silkscreen area, guys. I guess I better get bark too, huh? Where is my bark? We need bark for the stem. Got it. So there's a lot of silkscreen area. So on these, I highly recommend that you put the paste on really thick and do not keep going over and over it. Just go over it a few times. The least amount of area that you go over it, the better. It just seems to always work better for me because it is a lot of area, okay? You might have a little bit of bubbles, so that's why I always say thick and a few times only, okay? So we're going to go ahead and open up our orange peel. Our stir sticks are reusable, and they're plastic, so you can put them in a bath of water, which is right next to me. And you want the consistency of the paste to be like yogurt, okay? If it's too thin, it will go under the transfer. If it's too thick, it'll dry really fast on you. So we take our regular size squeegee and we get the excess off, and the stir stick goes in the bottom. We'll go ahead and get the bark ready too for the stem and stir this guy up. And he looks like good consistency as well. And we're going to use a mini squeegee on him because the stem is very small. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and start with our orange peel first. And like I said, nice and thick, and go over it only 1 or 2 times, okay? Because it can get balled up on you, and it's just easier to put it on as thick as possible and only go over it a few times. So I always start from the top to the bottom. We'll do the stem last. And you want to make sure your whole area is covered of your pumpkin. And like I said, this is a lot of area, guys. So don't be afraid of it, but just put it on nice and thick. Smooth it out as you go. To get the lines out, you just apply less pressure on your squeegee and comes out nice every time. Nice and thick. And we are using wood, so that even if it is the chalkable paste, once it's on wood, it gets in the grain and it's pretty permanent at that point. You can sand it down and repaint something, but it's always best to know that with wood, it's a lot harder to get off. All right, so we're gonna use that squeegee again. So we're gonna set it aside and we're gonna do the stem real quick. And the stem, I'm actually gonna work from the bottom, just so I get the lines, and then go up 1 or 2 times. Nothing excessive. Just make sure the whole thing's covered. And then you're gonna peel, oh, I see a little spot right there. Peel it off. And then this goes in our bath of water. So we're gonna use this bark again on the next one. So we're just gonna set it aside. When you wash the transfer, you just use your fingers. You can also use our board eraser. They come in a pack of 2 under accessories. And we're just gonna wash it off and wipe it down with the board eraser. It's highly recommended not to leave them in the water too long. So I always wash as I go. Advertised as 8 to 12 uses. I definitely get more out of mine if you take care of them. Don't let them sit in the water too long. And wash them right away with the board eraser. And you always want to dry sticky side up. So that is why we also mark it with a Sharpie. Because if it's ever facing you, the Sharpie marker, on the transfer, then you have it upside down to dry, okay? You always want to make sure that your hands are dry and your surface area is dry. So we're going to set that one aside, and we're going to do our little guy. And peel this off. The back and front are already marked. So I'll show you that. It's already marked. Small pumpkin, jack-o'-lanterns. Okay, so then we're going to line this guy up. Same concept here. Is nice and thick, only a few times on the squeegee. It's a lot of area. I just want to make sure it's lined up. I'd rather it be over than under, because on this you'll be able to tell if you don't have it all the way to the edge, okay? So I'm missing a little bit right here, so I'm going to reposition it. Like I said, we want to make sure that we have it lined up. Well, come on. I think that's good. And this one has a lot of silkscreen area as well, so we just want to try to get as much of the bubbles out as we can. I did not wax this wood because it's a Couture surface, and the transfer is already, there's so much silkscreen area that it's not much stickiness anyways. So I did not wax this. So we're going to dip our squeegee in and try, like I said, thick as possible, and only a few swipes. And bring it on down. Now smooth up the lines as we go. If you see bubbles, just try not to go over them too many times. I want to be careful up there with the stem. So I'm going to just go sideways. Try not to get it in the stem. I'm going to dip again. Even though it looks like a lot, I'm still not getting it too thick. I'm just gonna come all the way down. See a bubble right here, so I'm gonna kind of hold that tight. You're doing a lot of silkscreen area, it's a little harder. Okay, and then we're gonna do our barks, and we're gonna go same concept, but we're gonna go up. Get the edge here. Okay. I'm gonna peel it off. And this goes in our bath of water. I'm done with the bark now. So I put my squeegee in the water as well. And we're going to wipe this down with a board eraser. Sticky side up to dry. We will use the blow dryer here in a second. You can use an embossing gun. You can use a blow dryer heat gun. We just want to make sure that the layer that we chalked is actually dry before we put the faces on. So we'll do that in 1 second. Okay. And we're going to shut our bark. For the evening, if I'm done, or whatever, if I'm done, I just use our misting bottle and spray a little bit of water. It is filtered water. You can use distilled or filtered, just to keep the paste nice and wet while you're not using it. Same thing with the orange peel. We're done with those. We are going to use the shimmer shadow for their faces. So let's set this one off to the side. We'll do this one next. So let's use a blow dryer. And anytime you use heat, you want to make sure that you bring it back to room temperature before you chalk the next layer. So I'm going to pick this face for this one, and I'm going to pick this one for the little guy, okay? So we just want to make sure that we do not try to chalk when it's still warm. It causes the paste to dry quicker. And this one was already marked. And usually when I have like the faces, I'll like mark what they are, so you can see. And I'll like draw it out on there. If you didn't want to make them jack-o'-lanterns, you could leave them as pumpkins. That's an option as well. So it's all in one transfer though. So, and I'm not pushing too hard on the whole thing, only what I'm actually chalking, okay? So we're gonna grab another surf stick, and I'm using, like I said, shimmer shadow. You could use the black velvet if you like, but I like the shimmer shadow. Has a little bit of a shadow on it, less shiny. I'm gonna get a mini squeegee and dip the squeegee in. We're just going to do the silkscreen area. Dip it in a little bit. Make sure we have everything covered. I love this little face. Even though it's a jack-o'-lantern, at least not too scary. Okay, you just want to smooth it out. I always say if you can't see what you're chalking, you have it on too thick. Okay, we're going to use that again, so we're just going to set that aside. Oh, we got a little spot right here without any paste. Thought I got it. There we go. So there's our first one. He's cute. Going to use a board eraser, wipe this down. The shimmers do take a little bit more effort to clean off, but it does not get stuck in the actual transfer like the silkscreen area, so that's a good thing. Can get on the teal part, no problem. Use our board eraser and sticky side up. Okay, next one. we will heat up just to make sure it is nice and dry. Okay, let's fuzz this guy. This one's marked as well, back and front. We will apply it to the pumpkin. I use my mat here to line up the lines. It's an awesome mat. It's Chalk Couture. I love it. So, highly recommend that. Okay, we're just going to push down what we're chalking. Make sure it's nice and tight, no bubbles. Dip our squeegee. To get the excess off, you just hold the squeegee upright and apply a little bit more pressure. See a bubble right there. So make sure we have it all covered. Looks good to me. Maybe a little bit more right here. Okay. Get right here again. Perfect. Okay, I'm gonna wash this off. Get a border eraser. The border erasers come in a pack of 2. They're awesome. They help also to clean off the boards. If you're gonna chalk a chalkboard, metal, or plastic, and it's washable paste, so you can spray it with water and use a board eraser to help remove designs, so you can chalk something else on it. So highly recommend that as an extra accessory if you obviously buy anything. All right, we'll show both things, and thank you for tuning in, guys. I'm going to shut this up there. So here are the jack-o'-lanterns. So 2 pumpkin cutouts. They come in as a pack of 2. And then the jack-o'-lantern E-size transfer, orange peel bark, and shimmer shadow. Thanks for joining me, guys. Have a good evening. Bye-bye.